details on how this is impacting conversations here in Canada. Several politicians have weighed in, including the Prime Minister. Manisa Danabalan has more on that part of the story.
The news has fueled many protests and in some cases celebrations across the border. But it's also sparked some concerns here. Action Canada for Sexual Health and Rights, a pro-choice organization, is worried about the repercussions it will have on women.
Restrictions that get put in place on abortion in no way impact the number of abortions that are being sought. It only impacts the number of safe abortions that people are able to have. So it's just putting an increasing number of people in more dangerous situations.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau took to Twitter calling the news horrific. And no government, politician, or man should tell a woman what she can and cannot do with her body. I want women in Canada to know that we will always stand up for your right to choose. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh says women will die as a result of this devastating decision. These dangerous policies that threaten women's health and women's lives must not be allowed to take root in Canada.
Kelly Bowden says it's too early to tell whether this will cause more Americans to come here. She adds that this will also impact many Canadians who go to the States to access abortion services.
So we have seen in cases where usually more complicated cases later in gestation where people are trying to access services and potentially, the closer place or with the appropriate waiting time is actually somewhere across the border.
In Canada, abortion is legal, but there are some issues with accessibility in some areas.
There is, a longer wait time than we'd like to see. The people who are facing the most critical barriers to access are people in rural and remote areas in Canada, and people who are also living in areas where there are certain restrictions that have been put on the service.
She wants the federal government to take a stronger role in ensuring that provinces are fulfilling their roles to provide access to services. Other groups like the Abortion Rights Coalition of Canada is calling on the federal government to fund an expansion of abortion care and train more providers, saying Canadians don't have enough access. Manisa Danabalan, CHCH News.